My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train 2. Let's do it. It's time to play as whom? Oh, Wildington. Hey, it's nice to see Penumbra as my ally so that I can try and get the final level on them. I think this is now the final of my clans with its final level here. We've got the Awoken Primary Exiled with Wildington as our champion. We've also got Penumbra, so the normal follow. Oh wow, look at this opening. Shadow Eater, who I only unlocked recently in the level ups through Umbra, so I haven't really got to actually use you yet, but you're one of my favorite units from the class. 2 Ember, 3 Size, Gorge. Restore 10 health to this unit, and then deal 20 damage to enemy units. Incredible floor clear. It's incredible tank and floor clear at the same time. And obviously just a great floor to throw all of your, pretty much every single one, of your morsels down onto. You're going to get a lot of damage as well, because we have the Pyro of Savagery. Friendly units gain Slay, 1 additional damage permanently. And your ability on Gorge does do damage. You will be attributed those slays, I imagine. And we also have 2 copies of Restoration Detonation in the base deck, 15 health to a friendly unit, and then deal damage to the enemy front unit equal to 5 times the amount it heals. It has to heal to do that damage. We've also got Eternus, Chosen of Dominion. What's the additional thing I need to worry about in this fight? Savagery is Rage Wings. Entropy is Silence. Is there an additional thing to worry about in this fight, or is it just the fact that we've got like a lot of corruption coming in? I think also the backliners in this fight are pretty annoying. I think this might be the fight that has chosen supplicants that give 2 additional scourges to your deck on resolution, and they have like 35 health, but Shadow Eater on the bottom line, literally eating 2 units, takes care of that. All right, let's go. All these Shade Splitters as well as the 2 Entomber Assault. So I didn't even bring attention to this one. Entomber Assault as well as in the base deck. 1 Ember to deal 5 damage. On Slay, add 2 rare, uncommon or rare morsel units to your hand. That's going to be an incredible way to fuel Shadow Eater. Let's look at the artifact first. Petrified Crucible. Sorry, Crockable. Sorry, Srookable. Spikes deal +1 damage per stack. I don't dislike it, but I obviously don't have a spiked unit yet, but the Restoration Detonations would be good for setting up for like a spiked hollow. The only thing is that the spiked hollow's best way to perform realistically is as a sweep unit, which the Shadow Eater is already going to be performing. That said, I also don't really want Sketches of Salvation, because that could try and summon like a Shield Steward behind Shadow Eater, and then immediately the line's bricked. I can't summon Shade Splitters there. I can't summon morsels on that line. So I have to take Petrified Crucible not to brick that line. Predator, quick and enchant quick. I mean, yeah, the second line should be quick units just ready to kill enemies. Thornlord, also with sting spells in hand, but I'm not always going to want to cast spells on your floor. In fact, a lot of the time I'm going to want to cast Entombers on the bottom floor. And obviously with Wildington and the Shadow Eater both being 3 size, and the Shadow Eater needing space with the Gorge, they can't co-occupy the same space, not at the moment at least. Enemy sent to a Titan Skin 1, I do not care. Frankly, good for them. It won't really impact anything. For example, I'm going to summon my morsels down on the bottom line, and then the Shadow Eater is going to kill both of these enemies for me. Thanks, Shadow Eater. Ooh, lifesteal and damage for Wildington. Nice. Good old Entomber Assault. Ooh. I don't want to play the Morsel Excavator on the bottom line, right? You'll try and attack and then you'll die. You will indeed, but you'll also kill. And that's important. Frees up the backline unit to direct damage. Shade Splitter, I imagine, for the bottom floor. And sure, I'll drop Vengeful Shard just because I'm pretty confident that we're not going to have to... Well, we don't do a huge amount of damage on the bottom line. Restoration Detonation on this line makes this a target for Antumbra Assault. Then I can throw some morsels down on the bottom line for pretty huge impacts. Double Root Seeds means that when the Uriel gets up to the next floor, you're going to have to hit Wildenton like 4 times before you can hit our backline. Yeah, you'll be dead. Of course, this is only going to get easier and easier and easier each match because the Shadow Eater just got 13 permanent damage. Did you get 13 permanent damage? I don't think you got that many slays, actually, buddy. Maybe slightly less than that. We'll see out of battle. So we also need a good damage unit for the second line. In the meantime, obviously, I can use the spear, but we're going to need something eventually. Razor Sharp Edge, apply plus 10 damage and -2 health to a unit. Not bad. Not bad at all. Good damage pump. Vine Grasp and another Restoration Detonation that we don't need, especially considering it comes with Calcified Ember. Space Prism. I'm a big fan. Consume to add 1 additional capacity to this floor gives us the ability to put more units on the Shroud Eater floor. So Shroud Eater, what are you now? 5? You only slew 5 units? Or you don't start with 5 as your stats, do you? Hang on. I'm going to quickly look you up in the logbook. I think you start with 0. Shadow? Yeah, 0. Okay, good. So you have gained 5 slays over the course of that fight. Good. Good, 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 good. We're happy with that. Merchant of Steel, Umbra, and Merchant of Magic Umbra certainly seems the direction we want to go so that I can get Merchant of Magic pumps for the Antumbra Assault early on. I mean, consume removal from Space Prism obviously would be insane. But also, I'm just focusing on supporting the Shadow Eater right now, so the Umbra unit could even give me Morsel Master, Morsel Summoners, things like that. Interesting. Holdover and -1 intrinsic. So I could literally get an Antumbra Assault in my opening hand. The only problem with that being that it won't deal more than 5 damage. I could also get Razor Sharp in every hand. Let's have a look at the Umbra unit. Oh dear. Overgorgeous. 2 Amber, 3 size. Gorge, gain +2 damage permanently. Should I run 2 Gorge floors? I think I run 2 Gorge floors. And then I focus on getting as many morsels as I possibly can over the course of the run. So as many morsels as I can possibly get, that's got to get an Antumbra Assault in my opening hand. And I'll give it Holdover. There's not always going to be a 5 health unit to kill with it. 5 is pretty good, though. But I'll also give +10 magic power to the other one. Five is pretty good because I can also use it to kill my own morsels a lot of the time. I can use it to kill my own spear stewards and things like that too. Start battle enemy unit behind each floor. That's just morsels. Simply that is morsels for me, actually. So, Overgorgeous top line. There's going to be like 12 damage going through that line. You're not going to be killing many enemies. I'll probably end up throwing Entumbra Assault up on that line, and whichever of the morsels can attack. Okay. We got one attacking morsel. That goes on the top line, so it'll be helping us out a little bit there. Morsel Jeweler will immediately solve all of our problems from the bottom line. Root Seeds is enough to get another target on the top line down. Restoration Detonation doesn't do anything at the moment, unfortunately. Razor Sharp Edge is pretty good for preparing Wildenton for later lines, so I'll play one Vengeful Shard and the Razor Sharp. Nice. Ooh, double Magma Morsel up here is really helpful. Then I'll Ensumbra the final unit and send the additional morsels down to the bottom line. Except for maybe the Lifesteal one, which will go on the mid line to support its HP. By the time Sloven Knight gets up to the next line, it'll be ready to die. Good news. Additional HP for the bottom line, additional damage for the mid line, and we're off. Perfect. We're skating by on some low HP values here, but we can generate lifesteal, which is really important. And we do attack quickly, which is also really important. This top line I can easily just remove, thank you. And I don't need to do excess damage to the bottom line, and the top line definitely wants lifesteal, so a bunch of different ways of covering a similar thing here. Mid, I do want to give you more, but you're about to full heal. What you need is a friend. And then I need to just continue my focus on relentlessly morseling. So I'm definitely going to morsel once at least on the bottom line. That gets our Slay. I think all of the rest of these should go on the permanent floor. Overgorgeous will really appreciate it. Most of the HP goes. I can use Shade Splitter on the next floor, who I then hit, because I only have 3 spaces anyway. And then a Magma Morsel, who I'll also hit, in order to get 3 morsels up on that top line for permagrowth. And yeah, again, I do want this next line to resolve. It's actually really good that you're defeating my lines. Thank you. Very kind of you. Giving me a lot of opportunities to grow. Oh no, we don't even have time to eat the morsel jeweler. Damn it! Oh, I should let the Slay get got by the Overgorgeous for the sake of Pyre of Savagery. Alright. 50, 75. A card from each clan. Glimmer, Steel Enhancer, Sting. I mean, I do like Steel Enhancer, especially with Root Seeds. Got some nice additional draw. It's just not especially important either. Glimmer does AoE, but also I kind of have my own AoE access. I'll take a single Steel Enhancer. Perils of Production is really good when you're doing a Morsels build, because even if you don't end up using this as all of your energy generation, you throw this on a Morsel who dies at the end of the turn, it's just 3 energy. As well as it makes that morsel attack, just in case that's relevant. Merchant of Steel in an Umbra banner. I've got to make sure, yep, Smidge Stone. Smidge Stone's super useful, obviously. Gets the Shadow Eater down to a very nice size. Makes it very easy to lay more things on that floor. Space Prism can go on the top floor after that. Alloyed Construct and Morsel Maker. So Morsel Maker is kind of nice, admittedly. It's just consistency. Every single turn it summons 2 morsels. Is that good enough? It would allow the Shadow Eater floor to kind of run itself. It would also mean I wouldn't minimize the size of the Shadow Eater. I'd probably minimize the size of the Overgorger instead, so that then I can fit more morsels on the top floor. It's definitely not Alloyed Construct. We don't need 3 different lines of gorging. That's just a bit too much. I feel like I'm going to regret it if I don't take this Morsel Maker. I do want to drop the capacity on Shadow Eater. I could also just give Overgorger the Morsel Maker on the top floor and then just make it get +4/+4 every turn. That doesn't seem... sorry, it's only +4 damage as well, permanently. Every turn. Like, it's fine. I'm going to minimize the size and then give some additional HP to the Overgorger so it doesn't die so god dang quickly. +14 damage to a Spear Steward. I don't think I'm going to need that here, so I'm just going to save my money. Wildwood Tome to apply quick to a unit. The ability of Overgrowth, Regen 3 set, or Tome of Horrors. Having access to Regen 3 Sap 3 so that I can sap an enemy who might be annoying, or regen maybe Shadow Eater or something like that if I really need to. It seems minimal. I feel like having quick that I can just throw on the top line Overgorger is probably a lot better for us. So that I can just focus on giving it, like, damage shield as its health and multi-strike. Yeah, Archeon, you can try and move units. I have a bunch of morsels, which will chump block if I need that to happen. So I'll summon Shadow Eater on the bottom line. Overgorger on top, Wildenton middle. And then Morsel Maker comes out when it can. Definitely need to get one on the bottom floor. I'll chump block our top. Actually, that's probably not even better to do than just taking the damage. Yeah, I'll get 9 health out of it twice, as well as the +2 damage permanently. Shade Splitter, you can carry the additional Ember, and then we'll also get a Rubble Morsel down there. Nice, by the time the Fallen Champion moves to the second line, Wildenton is ready to kill. Chosen Shieldbearer, unfortunately I will have to incant on the bottom line, but thankfully it's not really going to change any outcomes of anything. Additional health, additional health. Some additional damage for the top line, a restoration detonation, get you back in good shape, and then... yeah, I guess Wildenton can take 2 root seeds. I guess I hope I get the multi-strike next line with Wildenton. Ooh, no one good to target with the Antumbra Assault, but I can develop a... oh no! The Antumbra Morsel is too large to kill with my Antumbra Assault now. Can Chump Block on the next floor. I suppose so. Let's block with the Antumbra. Pump damage with the Razor Sharp. I think Steel in Hearts of the next line as well. I will be using the Antumbra Assault just so that I can get it back in hand. Maybe double Root Seeds for the next line. Try and make sure that I set up to be able to kill the Shield Bearer. It's another +1 permanently if I get to slay it. Okay. 1 down. Morsel. I can add 9, 13 damage to this. Getting it to 61. And then if I cast Antumbra Assault after that, I could get the kill. But unfortunately, my Assault wouldn't be slaying. Those are both Shield Stewards in hand, so I can't kill them with the Antumbra Assault. I guess I'm just accepting 1 damage from the Chosen Shield Bearer. That's completely fine, to be realistic. Bottom line, you just need consistency. 2 a turn is more than enough for you. But if I need to throw an additional 1 down there, I'll have the ability. Throw down Morsel Jeweler, and then kill you. Oh, that actually might be enough damage for it. And indeed it is. Also, we get some additional lifesteal on Overgorgeous as well as many Gorges. Restoration Detonation draw next turn would be great. Gives us the ability to kill both of the enemies that are coming up. Is there a different way to do this? Because I also want Restoration Detonation for this floor. The only other way out of this is just accepting the damage from the Fallen Champion. Which I'm just not willing to do. It's 8 damage if it gets to the top. So who's gonna Chump Block for our middle line? Probably the Rubble Morsel. Then we'll give lifesteal to Wildenton so that we can actually heal off of the Chosen Shield Bearer next turn. And then we only have space for 1 Morsel Jewel over the top. Alas. Not willing to Chump Block with a Spear Steward unless it dies. Gosh forbid it eats something. Decent floor. Ooh, Restoration Detonation. Nice. And even sets up for our Antumbra Assault. A bunch of you go up there for the permanents. No need to worry about Ember draining if the line is definitely dying. Damn, also jeweler. Wrong size, buddy. It's unfortunately 1 HP too high for me to be able to use Entomber Assault. Good for our damage, though. Half of the remaining health of Archeon gone. That'll do it. Spear Steward hit you with the Entomber Assault. Nice. We get to finish off with 3 more Gorges for our top line. Plus 6 damage permanently. Oh, you simply love to see it. Wretch. Return eaten units to hand. Good way to fish for many, many, many more units than you can use. Cycle of Life. 3 Ember, apply 10 additional health and spikes 8. Of course, that'll do 16 damage. So that's pretty good on the bottom line as a way to just give some damage to Shadow Eater. Specifically for the Relentless phase, because it's 16 damage every single encounter. It's not bad. Wretch is a way to get a lot of morsels. The only thing is you also kind of need to have Gorge to be able to eat all of the morsels that you end up getting from it. And I'm also likely to take Ember as our first one here, so I'll take Cycle of Life. Vine Mother. 1 Ember, 2 size. On resolve, add a Sting spell to your hand. If the Sting spell was ephemeral, I would take this 100% of the time, but it's not. Eventually, your deck becomes a lot more stings than you're willing to be running. If you don't have another way of benefiting from stings, I don't necessarily rate Vine Mother super high. Animus of Speed, you have the exact same benefit as Wildenton. I don't like this, but I think I could take you. Awoken Banner, Merchant of Magic. Oh, I might go Merchant of Trinkets in the next area, actually. Which would help justify going Awoken after that. I think I can save looking for my actual damage unit until then. That is to say, the damage unit for the Wildenton floor. So I'll skip. Hell's Flame will help us out a lot in our setup. I'm looking for a morsel-related relic, ideally. At the start of the turn, the front-friendly unit on each floor gains 15 HP. That's so big. That's so much. I could have the quick sweep for the second line, which admittedly I don't think I actually need. Quick multi-strike. Absolutely. Oh boy. If I could guarantee all of the Entomber Assaults would do enough damage to kill, I might. I think the card here that we are being asked to dupe, and it's only going to be once, is the Entomber Assault, though. What powerful, consistent generation for morsels it is. 50% chance to remove all buff effects from an enemy when it enters your train. I think I might just hold on to my money here for the Merchant of Magic in the next area. I've got a lot of cost reduction I want to do. Spell Chain obviously is pretty good on both Space Prism and Steel Enhancer. Cost reduction for Wildwood Tome just to make it easier to play. Again, same for Razor Sharp Edge. Any of the Root Seeds are also happy to have the same treatment. Cycle of Life especially. I might even double stack a Cycle of Life. Get you to spike 16, because that's 32 damage per instance. Obviously, Perils of Production is also real good. Yeah, there's a lot of different upgrades we can hit. Front non-boss enemy in each wave gains Reanimate. Sure. Let it do so. Oh, so rude. Again, 2 morsels that have too high HP to be killed. And again, another morsel that has too high HP to be killed by the Entomber Assault. Dang. Just gonna cast this on an enemy then. Top line, you need more space. Bottom line, you get more Cycle of Life. I could drop some morsels down there, but there's no especially good reason to do so. Nope. Whoa! Perfect. Entomber Assault. Entomber Assault. That is exactly how we want that to be going. Then you become quick. Top line, if I just support your health, you'll support your own damage courtesy of the permanent growth. And Wiltonton could really use the additional damage right now, so I'll throw Root Seeds on this line as well. Restoration Detonation heals for 6, but does 30 damage to an enemy. And then again, another +6 damage permanently on the top line. Gorge him. Annoyingly, this top liner with the 10 Titan skin is gonna get through. Because Overgorgeous will kill you, and then you'll reanimate. Thankfully, we'll have enough damage to be able to kill the other ones on sight. So you're gonna go up to the top and be able to do 6 damage to us, unfortunately. Razor Sharp Edge is obviously a huge hit to that line, though. Additional damage for the midline too, thank you. Oh, the 15 health every single round is so absurd. It's so good. I'm feeling pretty pleased with the amount of morsels we can generate turn over turn here. Yep. What? And of course, a Herzabar for good measure. First priority is filling the top floor with the morsels, then we can work down. I am going to need draw for the next relic, especially with 2 holdover spells already from the opening hand as well. Spear Steward, whom I will slay. Easy. We get a lot of damage done here. I think especially considering the... Is it Heart of the Exiles? Emblem of the Exiles. I think especially considering that the additional spikes makes sense. Yes, of course, you sapped our units big time, as is your wont to do. Thankfully, I don't think you'll have enough time to do that. Yeah, you're dying pretty quick here. We've got enough units eaten on the next line. There we go. Build both floors entirely because I can. Go for it. Multi-strike's going to be so important. for the top line. Although we are playing Umbra as one of our clans, so an Umbra Stone for Trample would also be huge. Fire Shards consumed to apply Spikes 10 in a world where I was just arguing that Spikes 8 for 3 Ember was a good choice. You click that. Feast! Trigger feeding on all units with Eaten. Okay, I'll try and eat more than 3 per turn on the top line then. Thank you kindly. Oh wow. I know this is when I was gonna do my Awoken banner. But the Merchant of Trinkets is calling my name. Next Merchant of Trinkets is literally at the very end step. There are so many morsel trinkets that would be relevant. But hold over for Feast, and then I'll never really be able to do anything. Turn by turn, I'll just have Feast, Entomber Assault, Entomber Assault. If the enemies have 5 health, I'm on clean streak. If not, and even then, the benefit is typically that, I get to eat 1 more unit per turn than I otherwise would. Feast is really ideal in the circumstance where I am getting way too many units. And that's not really currently where we're at. However, Merchant of Trinkets over the other side could push us in that direction, especially with a Herzl's Horde. Start a battle summoning Morsel Miner on each floor, thank you kindly. 3 damage when an enemy moves between floors. No, not really relevant here in Golden Idol. I'll take a reroll. Apply damage shield 2 to the first friendly unit summoned each turn. It's also after deployment phase when you play your 3rd card of the turn, draw 1. I mean, this helps me account for the draw that I don't have, which actually is huge. Mind Jacks. Oh, actually, that's fun. Wanderer's Talisman at start of turn. Friendly units gain +5/+5 if they're the only friendly unit on the floor. Which is going to be true for Wildenton and the Overgorger, because the Overgorger eats all the units on their line at the end of the turn, so at the start of the turn, they're alone. And then Wildenton doesn't currently have a partner on the floor, which, honestly, might just be fine. I could also Mind Jacks and get 2 additional capacity to the middle floor, which, realistically, what's that mean? Realistically, that means Overgorger would move down to the 2nd floor. And then I'd just be filling that line with morsels. It's not bad, but I do think Wildenton does want to be on that 2nd floor. I think you're a really good way to thin the herd as they come up. Take Wanderer's Talisman and remove... I mean, obviously not Shade Splitters. Obviously not Spear Stewards. I mean, the Shield Stewards both are complete dead cards. If I draw them, I can't use them, realistically. -1 energy per turn isn't that annoying. It stops me from summoning probably Morsel Master immediately at the start of the fight, but as soon as I draw it, I just summon it. 150 still matters to me a lot. It always does. Every one of the trials matters to me. Just by default. I could not summon Overgorger on the top line. No, you need to be summoned. Well, hey, at least I have units to target with my Entombers now. I've got better units to target with Rubble Morsels, thankfully. Okay. So, bottom line, let's focus on pumping your damage. Not lifesteal, though. And health. Perfect, so that I can get through the back line. Then we'll go for damage shield on this line and lifesteal as well as damage on this line. Steel Enhancer for you. Root Seeds to pump your damage even more. So you've got what? Another 15 damage coming in at the end of the turn. Takes you to 55. 55 by 2. You literally do exactly enough damage to take out the Ravenous Zealot. The first turns are always going to be the most dicey for us, as we're trying to get our setup consistent. Oh my god, I love seeing that backline there. Just those 2 units turn up. Hi, buddy. Thanks. Love all the HP. Damage. Damage. God, I do want to burn that Calcified Ember. Yeah, I'll do it. Maybe I should have even burnt the one yesterday. Last turn is what I meant to say then. Again, we're just going to have to incant on the bottom lane a couple times. That's fine. I don't really care about your damage. Ooh, this is nice, though. I can use Feast appropriately this turn to get many triggers on the top line as I can. I'm also going to make Rubble in the second Feast, the one that happens over the turns, so that I actually get to keep the damage from it. You don't get to attack. You do, so I'll chump. Ooh. So many morsels. I do think the top line realistically at some point just becomes where I put all of the damage shields. Gotta say, it's pretty late in the cycle to get the Morsel Maker. I will still summon you, though. Absolutely spike the field, and then Barrels of Production, Cycle of Life for even more spiking of the field. Morsel, sack Youth, summon 2 more to the top line. I want this guy to ascend, but I do want him to take as much damage as he possibly can on the way, so that I'm guaranteed to be able to kill whilst getting the Overgorger as much time as possible to Overgorge. Yeah. Oh no, I don't even have anyone to go with the Entomber Assault. No! Oh, and then another one that I can't kill anyone with. Alas. I'll settle for beating the boss. Another permanent plus 1 on Wildenton. You've been getting strong, friend. And Shadow Eater, that's 22 slays. Because there's no other way you're gaining damage. Invigorating Solution, Engraft, and Edgeprior. If I don't have too many of them, Invig Solution always comes with me. Remember what I said about you want Gorge if you're going to have Wretch? I got Gorge, so now it's time to get Wretch. It's gotta be Merchant of Steel. Thank you. Overgorge gets Multi-Strike. I already have the ability to give you Quick. Let's give 20 additional health to the Overgorger as well. Sorry, to the Morsel Maker, rather. I could just drop Damage Shield on the top line. Just have the Overgorger have Damage Shield by default. Because, like, currently, on the very first turn, Seraph gets summoned next to it and kills it. Like, that makes you a lot more survivable, buddy. I'll do it. Rerolling here, realistically, I'm looking for, what? A little bit of additional health support for the Morsel Maker? No, I think we got pretty much everything I could have asked for, and now we leave. Spear Stewards are just chump blocks as well as sack material for Ensombra Assaults at the moment, but that is still good at the moment as well. Restoration Detonation, sometimes I want that, but not commonly. I think it's time to get the Root Seeds out of the deck. I can't remove the Shade Splitters, not while I'm as reliant as I am on Morsels. I could also make an argument for removing the other 3 Root Seeds right now as well. Merchant Magic, Forgotten Boons, next area. Yeah, I think I will. Galen, his cherubs are gaining damage shield and spell shield? How dare they? Now that we're getting a Morsel Miner on turn 1 as well, we don't even have to wait for the end of the first round for Morsel Maker to summon. So we're exploding on turn 1. It's great news. Ooh, already got our quick tome for the Overgorgeous on the bottom line, top line rather. There we go. Shade Split for a Rubble Morsel becomes a very easy target for my Ensombra Assaults. Oh wow, I actually overgenerated morsels by 1. I'm fine to let a morsel cycle through the deck. I'll let one that can be killed with a assault cycle through the deck. So damage shields, and health for the bottom line. Thank you. Perfect. Already killing Fallen Executioner immediately. Wretch, return eaten units to hand. I mean, I'm gonna have to empty out hand first. Let's get rid of the Calcified Ember because I can. Oh my god, another one. I hope I get to cycle back to that and get rid of it. Razor Sharp Edge would be a good hit here too, sure. And then I'll Wretch. Suppose bottom line? More damage shield. More damage shield. More health. And then even more health. Just enough capacity to take all of them as well. Get him, Shadow Gorger. I can't overstate how competitive the plus 15 HP each turn from the Emerald of Exiles is going to keep us. Spear Steward is a sack for us. Again, top line we're focusing on health and damage shield. Midline can get additional lifesteal. Don't need any additional summons on the bottom. Hell, I can even use Perils of Production to force the kill on the Chosen Sniper from our Morsel Excavator right before it gets eaten. Oh, the morsels also attack quickly because they're enchanted in quick from the Wildenton. Hell yeah. We've got 2 magma morsels that I can target with Entumber Assaults. Good. Next floor will kill both Chosen Sniper and the Fallen Executioner. So I want the +1 damage on Wildenton more than I wanted on the bottom line. And then obviously top line needs to eat as many units as it can. Neato. Alright, and back with the power of 2 lunches coursing through my body. We are ready to complete this match. Not that it should take 2 lunches to do. We've got Feast, Entumber Assault, Cycle of Life. We've also got 0 cards left in deck, so rather than getting rid of the Vengeful Shard, I'll play the Entumber Assaults first, so that I'm not likely to draw the Shard again. You. And you. Definitely looking for more of a lifestyle in the midline. Ooh. Actually, Perils of Production doesn't really do much, but it does give me the ability to kill the Chosen Sniper. Similar play to what we made earlier. And we end up shorting ourselves 1 Gorge on the top line, but I think I'm okay with that. How am I killing the Holy Cherub in the back line? Oh, it's actually activating for the final 20. Because it's taking 40 damage and then it's dying. Got it. Not a problem, though. Our next line is more than capable to take care of that. Okay. Then the Entumbras are back. As well as our Magma Morsel. Look, I do kind of need that whole bottom floor to go as it currently is. Damn it. Fine, I'll play another one. I was really hoping to get a unit that I'd be able to slay with it. Perhaps I should even throw a 3rd down on the bottom line, to be entirely frank, so that I don't have to deal with the damage shield and spell shield being given. All it means is I have to short Wildenton a little bit of buff, but that's okay, because you can take Steel Enhancer and Razor Sharp Edge and you'll be fine. We're not currently really threatening like 500/500s. Is our real problem. Like 2 500s in a row is kind of difficult for us. But other than that, we're completely fine. Great opportunity to get rid of this Calcified Ember. Ooh. Want to see another Entumber Assault as well. Where do you go? Eat the Calcified Ember. Does anyone have a heal that they can really... Okay, there's a heal on the bottom line that we can get with the Restoration Detonation. Kill another unit. I'm trying to free out the entire hand before I play the Wretch, because it's going to give me back so many morsels. Which actually is probably a good reason not to do it. It's going to be too many morsels. Honestly, I'm actually kind of fine with that many morsels cycling through my deck. Yum. Let's go damage shield, damage shields. Oh boy, that's our deck at the moment. Just morsel, 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 morsel. And I'm definitely not going to need energy for a while, I'll tell you that much for free. Anything else in after charge? I would not be surprised if this bottom line ends up killing Kale, and I guess I would be, because it won't. Let's just kill those units. I even have a place for one more Entomber Assault on the bottom line. Perfect. Two different gorge lines. One of them goes tall, one of them goes wide. Can't be half mad at that. I should also concern myself with the fact that Pyre of Savagery means that we are much more fragile than many builds often are. I mean, realistically, I just need 3 morsels eaten on the top line, and that's going to be as good as it gets. Yeah. Oh my god, another wretch. Ooh, Shroud Mitosis. Shroud Mitosis is huge because not only is it additional morsels, but it's also the ability to overstack morsels, especially on the bottom line. 3 copies of a friendly morsel unit. So that's literally just turn that morsel maker line into a huge hit. Wretch returns eaten units to hand, but I'd need to have the space to play those eaten units. If I took this Wretch, I would be more likely now to take Capacity. But the thing is, with the 2 Entomber Assaults holdover, I really... Like, I didn't even draw Space Prism that fight, I don't think. No, I did. How many times did I cycle my deck in that fight? Like 2 times? I don't know, maybe I can make use of the second Wretch. No, it's Shroud Mitosis. Shroud Mitosis and draw. Other options a bit too greedy, I think. Empyrean Well with Merchant of Steel. I don't really have anything to do with a Merchant of Steel right now. Multi-Strike 2 on Predator is going to make you incredibly strong. You're already doing 1.5. Sorry, 1.500, rather, 150 damage with your Quick Striking, and that's before you get any buffs. And you get a lot of them. With the Razor Sharp Edge, the 5/5 that you get every turn from the Wanderer's Talisman, as well as your Steel Enhancer. And of course, morsels. Check out the Merchant Magic. Holdover, you say? Holdover is really good, but I think Holdover Shroud Mitosis is much more impactful because it doesn't require me to also have the setup Gorge for there to be enough units for Feast to really hit. -2 cost consume. There's an argument that I could do that on Cycle of Life. I'll set it up with that so that I can consume remove. Wait, that wouldn't even be my primary consume removal. Consume removal would go on Space Prism first. But I'm still fine with that. Also, the Magic Power and the Holy Stone, no thank you. The dub. Hit him with a dub on the Pyre Shards? I think so. Will -1 cost a Shroud Mitosis because it's holding it over. Permafrost is for Feast, so that we have it when we actually have enough units that we want to eat. And then +10 Magic Power. Look, I could throw that on Entomber Assault, but I don't think I need to. But I will. Alright, Celestial Alcove, what do you got for me? At the end of the entire battle, gain 100 gold. Well, that triggers one more time usefully, so no. Leaky Pen, -1 energy per turn, draw 2 additional cards per turn. Oh, wow. Honestly, yes. That's kind of exactly what I need. Start of turn, apply days 1 to a random enemy unit or random floor. Nope, Leaky Pen. This is ridiculous. I'm not often using all of my energy per turn. The only turn I really use all of my energy is on the very, very first turn. And that's for summoning all of my units with the Deployment Ember, but I'm okay not summoning Morsel Maker on the very first turn. I can live despite that. Number's enemy units restore 150 health when they go up the floor. We will have 400 health units coming up the floors. I really want that, but I am actually a little scared. Overgorgeous is going to do good damage on that top line, so is Wildenton in the mid line, but like currently you're, what, 400 damage, you're 150. Like, we're capable of taking exactly one of them out very easily, but two 500s next to one another? Can't do too much about that. Deformed Duo, you have Reanimate 2, but if I eat 3 morsels on the bottom line, you die. Are there two 400s next to one another in this fight? I don't think there are. I think this one... I don't think this one has the amalgams. And if it does, we'll just survive it anyway, so... Oh, wow. Oh, this is huge, actually. First Entomb result. Oh, no. Right, I gotta make sure that I have enough space in hand for all of them to actually resolve. I'm gonna get 6 additional guys out of these. Let's Cycle of Life. And I'm already drawing 8 additional cards next turn, so Invigorating Restoration might not even be necessary. Perils of Reduction. More damage shield for the top line. Another Entomb Assault. And damage for the midline, health for the bottom. Beauty. I will play the Invigorating Solution, just because I can. And then we have 1 card cycling through our deck. 1 morsel, rather. Space Prison for the bottom line is nice, but the Morsel Master is about to invalidate that. Gonna have to go past this Calcified Ember, unfortunately, but do what you gotta do. Not over the moon about Entomb Assault not really having good targets, but it's okay. I still have my Spear Sewer to hit. Ugh. Dang. Okay. That Entomb Assault's gonna get kind of wasted on bottom line, unfortunately. I really wanted to play Razor Sharp Edge in Wildwood's Home. Alas. We'll blame next cycle. We're drawing a lot of cards. Shroud Mitosis on the bottom line is almost certainly happening, as well as the Fire Shards, definitely. This will make 3 more morsels of the same type, so I don't put it down yet. Let's use our second Entomb Assault. Pretty much the same as the first. 30% damage. Get rid of the Vengeful Shard. I have a Wretch in this hand as well as a Feast, so I am kind of compelled to do it. Which actually wants me to overstack on the top floor, because this bottom floor, I can do the Shroud Mitosis, but I don't get a benefit from doing it. So it's Shade Splitter, top line, put that down. Oh, now you've got energy. Cool. That energy is not going to be especially useful for us, so I will Shroud Mitosis for 3 extra damage shields. And then I will Feast. Excellent. And then I will Retch, bringing them all back to feast upon again. As well as some additional health for the bottom line and additional damage for the mid. And then we've just got these guys hanging around. Okay, I feel like I feel like I took the fight appropriately. This is working out. We can get rid of that calcified ember because everything else in hand is 0 cost. Hard to find good targets for the Entombra assaults at the moment, unfortunately. Lifesteal, nuke the unit. That's enough explosions for down there. Alright, so we're 2 short of Gorges I could have gotten on the overline. We'll survive. Oh, Shroud Mitosis is doing such insane work. Let's start dunking. Oh, enemy units, and we even got Morsel Miner to hit with the Shroud Mitosis this turn. And I will throw it on the top floor. I guess I will drop the Vengeful Shard because I don't need it. Okay. Final hit, and oh, another Morsel Miner. Love it. There's the 2 400s, 2 500s coming up at the same time. My biggest concern is happening directly in front of me. I really need to kill the frontliner at the absolute least, so Wildington, get him. Good work. Shade Split for... Oh, absolutely Morsel Jeweler, thank you. And sure, I'll throw another Magnum Morsel on the bottom line because I can, damn it. Just enough to take care of the 500. I really hope the 400 additional gold actually really helps me. No, I suspect I won't have any trouble with that. Oh, Wretch. I'm not going to need that many of you, especially with a Shroud Mitosis already in hand. After combat, gain 1 Moltrice Strike is certainly going to be annoying. Thankfully, on the top floor with 22 damage shield and 600 damage in response every single time, I think I will be able to get through you. Just feel pretty confident about that. Kind of want to give lifesteal to the mid lane, I guess. Might as well. That'll more than do. Also, I should... No, camera shake. There we go. Should turn that down a long time ago. My apologies. Show my choices again. I mean, I have shade splitters to possibly set up for it. There we go. Good. Top line is more than allowed to feast on that. In fact, I would like it to take another turn to get up there. Ideally. One more round I get to gorge on. Oh, actually, no, I'll be killing the enemy quickly. Too quickly to even get a single round of gorging. Damn it. Yeah, they're not even showing the eaten icon on my units. How dare you? My growth. Oh, Pyagro. 0 energy consume. Draw -2 cards next turn. 1 additional ember per turn for the rest of the battle. I'm actually okay doing that because I do kind of need to draw fewer cards on a turn, and it kind of immediately cancels out the leaky pen on a single turn, but also forever after that. Another wretch. Too many wretches. Too many wretches. If I had more capacity, or if I'd managed to consume, remove, or dupe Space Prism, or give it, you know, Spell Chain or something like that, I would have done it, but no, not in this position. Cannibalize. No, I already have my morsels. Gem Trove. Same. I've got morsels that I can do with. Merchant of Steel is certainly not especially exciting, but duping something? Like, I could just dupe this Overgorger. Just have another Overgorger going through the deck at any time. Of course, the problem with that is I'd have to find space for the second Overgorger. If I had the Space Risen Blade on the middle floor, then I could put the second Overgorger on the enchant quick floor with Wiltonton. However, then Wiltonton would have no health support. Like, realistically, I need room behind each of these units for health support for them. I think without any equipment or rooms in this deck, I get a lot of power out of actually getting some. Bloodthirsty Blade on Slay. This equipment gains 1 damage permanently. I mean, you take that earlier or not at all. Enchanted Chamber. I have no magic power in the entire deck as far as I'm... Well, the Antimbra Assaults. But that's not a great room for the bottom line where so many other things happen in Inferno Room. Kill all of your morsels. No, thank you. Yes, please. Overgrowth Carapace. On resolve, gain 1 size and plus 20/20 if there's size available to gain. This now fully justifies the Shadow Eater, because at the end of turn, the Shadow Eater is going to try and gain a size, but the Smidgestone has set its size to 1. So it gains a size, and then Smidgestone says, yeah, but you're still 1 size. So it does not need to grow at all. And Boiler Room also on the bottom line gives us a bunch of additional energy. I've got much more energy now than I need. On the turn after deployment phase, draw until you have 10 cards. Nice. First time each turn a friendly unit is healed, draw 1. That'll happen every turn, I believe. With, yeah. Our Gorge resolutions on the bottom line from Shadow Weaver are restoring health, so that's literally just draw an additional card. So I'll take both of the draw relics there, thank you. Create an ephemeral copy of the first spell you play each turn. Absurd. Absurd. If that happened only once per fight rather than once per turn, it would still be absurd. So good. Yeah, I'm just gonna remove a card from the deck. And realistically, it's probably gonna be like a Restoration Detonation. I'm not drawing and playing it a lot of the time. I'm drawing it more often than I'm playing it. How about that? Mm-hmm. Now, Morsel Maker needs to go on the bottom line, and it's on Resolve that the other triggers, so Spear Steward can go on the bottom line as a chump block as well, which is important, because if you go there, I can then give the corruption that you would have given to units, that you would have given to the Shadow Eater directly to a unit that's going to already be dying anyway. Oh no, my hand was full because of ephemeral copies of spells as well. Can I get one more card out of my hand before I do that? Funnily, the answer is actually no, unless I want to dupe the Steel Enhancer instead. Which actually might be fine for Wildington on the next fall show. Sure, I'll do that. Damage shields. Lifesteal. And then we'll just let those ones cycle. It's fine if they put corruption on the top line. My goal is to get so much damage shield up there that no matter how much corruption you have, it's just one ping for a damage shield per turn. Fire shards and the whole bottom line is already dealt with. Love it. Oh, and I've got the Ephemeral Space Prism, of course. Thank you. Overgrowth Carapace for the Shadow Eater, and now I just need to figure out how to eat as many as I can. 1, 2. Oh, I want to get some additional morsel miners on the midline. I might actually give you the Shroud Mitosis. It'll make the midline so much more competitive. I'll hold Feast until I have a Gorge as well, though. Boiler Room, and now we have basically infinity bazillion energy. I don't need that energy this turn, though. Do I want to Wildwood turn another thing? Or maybe that's a spell better used for something else. I guess I want a second copy of Shroud Mitosis more than anything else. So we'll do that for the bottom line, overfill there. Then I'm going to draw a card here, and I'll also generate 2 cards in hand. Too much. Give you quick, draw a card. Now I can kill that, generate 2 cards in hand. That also gives me an Ember. One more for the fray. Ooh, perfect. Morsel Miner for the top line. That's going to be the one that we hit with the Shroud Mitosis. So 3 more Morsel Miners makes a full top floor. We'll feast on those. Scav for the midline. Rubble Morsel's fine and fits there as well. And then Wretch, bring back my morsels. Yeah. That'll do. Kinda wanted more damage shield than that, but it'll do. Ooh, hello, Morsel Miner that's already in my hand. I could double Pyagro right now and have 10 energy. So, 5 energy per turn. That's from the boiler room, but we already have way too much energy per turn, so that's not what we're doing. It's definitely Shroud Mitosis that we want to hit with this. Oh my god, another Morsel Miner, thank you. Great target for the Mitosis. Each of them is giving +9/+9s. This is like +40/+40. Pretty good. +3 draw next turn, -2 draw next turn. Get them as close to cancelling out as possible. Also, yeah, I was about to say, we'll draw a card from healing. So don't worry, I will have 10 cards in the next hand. As well as more than enough energy to use every single one. We've got a feast here. I don't think I can use that appropriately. I can't dupe the feast while eating a good amount of actual things. Like, I could feast on the bottom line right now, but realistically, I should just use Shroud Mitosis twice if I'm going to do that at all. So that would be like this. Feast. Assaults on the right targets. Morsel, morsel, morsel. We're getting the damage shield on the top line that I was looking for the entire time, finally. There we go. 7 damage shields will keep us safe from the corruption for a while. A 101 corruption on the bottom line for the Overgorgeous era, certainly pretty terrifying. Oh, I've got Wretch, not Feast in hand. Damn. I can do double Restoration Detonation, but Shadow Weave is gonna explode at the end of the turn. $600. I think I need to just start focusing on the next floor now. There's only one more wave that's gonna come through here, and it's gonna come with Seraph. The problem with lifesteal on Wildenton's Law is I want one lifesteal to trigger basically 1 in every 3 multi-strikes. but if I give you 3 lifesteal, you'll expend 1 full healing, and then the next 2 just go off with no benefit. So I suppose you also want morsels. You jewelers, rather. And we'll get some lifesteal as well as some additional damage on the top line. Right. So there's all the jewelers I can manage at the moment. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use Wretch effectively here. It would simply give me too many morsels. Oh, you ready for 1,000 damage to the face? Because if you are, you can absolutely come up here. My main concern about this bottom line is that Chosen Supplicant giving me 2 curses this turn, and then having to deal with this whole line next turn actually is also a problem. Ooh, okay, never mind. That's a lot better. And Tumbra Assault, and Tumbra Assault, and Tumbra Assault. By the end of the 3, I managed to take them down. More defense for the top line, and that'll do it. Wretch and Feast, both in the same hand. Good to see. Guess it's damage I'm looking for in that midline. Heralds of production for even more damage, damage for even more damage. Yet again. I mean, if my entire bottom line is going to get dissembled without really assisting me, I might as well just counterlize units from it that could be useful. Health, and... I want to eat for the damage on this line. Well, I guess, yeah, they're giving multi-strike damage if I eat them. Yeah, that's the ability to kill the Blightbound Guardian in the second line as well. I guess also our spikes are taking down some of the Deformed Duo. I'm going to need some additional Morsel Excavators on the top line next turn, I imagine. Welcome. Get rid of both of the tolls, and then first off, Shroud Mitosis. Those all get eaten, good, so they are buying us additional turns. Try mitosis for as many shields as I can get on that line. This will defeat all of the enemies except for Seraphiternus. And realistically, the only reason I'm still losing on that line is because the corruption can continue getting doubled ridiculously, whereas on this top line, I'm going to have enough damage shields that by the time I'm out of damage shields, Seraphiternus will be dead. Long since dead, in fact. Hey, good to see you, Feast. How do I make the most of you? Oh my god, and Wretch. I only care about the amount of units eaten because I'm already winning, so eat a full 6 there. Perfect. And then another full 4 for capacity afterwards, and that'll do you, buddy. Even waited a first round of combat so it had time to eat. This pan, Nib. This pan! Emblem of the Exiles is also just so powerful. So ridiculously powerful. It's almost a Hearthstone on each line every turn. Bottom line's got a little bit of time to sort itself. Hey, Boiler Room. Good to see you. Gotta remember, my first spell is going to be the one that gets duped. Oh, sick. I know what I do. I'm gonna cycles you twice. Yeah, cycles you twice. Burst of Entropy. Why'd you have to come to my end? Fine, I'll get rid of you. Then, Ensombra Assault my own Morsel Miner, giving me an Ember from the Boiler Room. Summon Magma. Destroy the Magma. So now I also have the ability to play Wildwood Tome on the top line. And then Razor Sharp Edge in the mid. I could also use a Gorge to jump block for both of you, but realistically, the reason to do that is to prevent the corruption, but you don't double your corruption, it's just 5 a turn. And I'm doing 700 damage a line right now on the top. Even if I freeze and eat all of the units, I think I might just keep Feast. I think I might just keep it for another turn. Yep. Dominion on the top line is going to go down much faster than we usually expect because we have the Pyre of Savagery, so we're doing a lot more damage by default than we usually expect. I mean, I could even double this spell. And we'll do that. Magnum also frontline to save the corruption. Then I need to have at least 2 of you eaten on the bottom line. Gives me the ability to play an Overgrowth Carapace, so we're getting scaling turn after turn. Feast is still not really available to be eaten. But I will get all this additional lifesteal on midline to support your health for 2 more turns. Oh yes, the Rage Wing on the bottom line. That's going to be an annoyance. Well, at least I don't really have to worry about it just yet. Savagery is going to get savaged here. With this many Pyolites, I can kind of ignore the rest of them, I suspect. Pyrogrow as well. Yay. Let's Timber Assault one of you down. And another. Final one's going to have to be for one of my own units, which I do on the bottom line in order to take a benefit of the Boiler Room again. Okay, so now with Wretch and Feast and Shroud Mitosis in the same hand, we should absolutely be overeating here. So, Morsel Jeweler, Shroud Mitosis for as many as I can get, Feast on them. Health. Oh wait, the health units on the bottom line aren't going to survive, and they're just going to buff the Rage Wing is the problem with that. So I can't summon those down there. Damn. Okay, we're all good. We've got all the units we had previously. Now, back to doing the exact same thing we did on the top line, because that was correct. Also, go one in each of these. I just did the same thing again, the same thing that I stopped myself from doing before. It's fine. The Chosen Assassin dies, so its additional rage isn't that bad. Oops. That's just a lesson we're gonna learn. It'll be an additional energy for us next turn as well. It's got upsides. It's got upsides. I'll take the additional damage, honestly, just to get some additional cards out of the deck. How that turn changed. That's fine. I attack quickly on the next line, so you are still going to die before you do anything to me. Morsel Jeweler by itself, Shroud Mitosis, top floor. Thank you, Morsel Maker. I was waiting for you. Spear Steward and sack it for the additional units. Morsel Miner is definitely going in the midline. Good to see you, Morsel Maker. Starting to make your morsel progress. I don't really want to kill that Morsel Miner. I can kill one of them, though. I'd like some additional healing on the Shadow Eater if possible in that midline. Alright. I think this next cycle kills. Especially because the second lines don't get to the third line a lot of the time. That means our Overgorgeous is just directly attacking for like 800 damage each turn. Ooh, Space Prism. This is one of the ones that I really wanted earlier, but I'll take it. Good dupe to dupe. We've got Dominion down already. It'll heal by 15, but then the Chosen Ardent gives +5 to everyone on every floor, which is still just that floor, but still. Could better serve doing that hit. Invigorating Solution for additional draw next turn. 1 damage from the Vengeful Shard isn't going to be the make or break, so I might as well. I guess my big concern is that these two Enzumbra assaults are no longer giving me any morsels. Damn it, we don't have the ability to cast 2 spells on that bottom line. If we could, we'd be healing significantly more down there. I might have to use a different spell in a different area then, because I gave you Pyre Shards before, and that's not as important as hitting you with a Shroud Mitosis, I think. Yeah, because now I'm killing most of the units, and the Shadow Eater is healing out of this, rather. So I'll just put spikes on a different floor, and then otherwise resolve pretty much the same turn. Now just imagine if we had double Gorge triggers. One of the things I was certainly hoping to see anytime I was going and looking for stuff. Can I turn this into a kill this turn by giving such additional damage to the top line? I suspect so. Emot's Tome has not been triggered. I get 3 additional cards in hand from this. That's fine. Damage. Then Shroud Mitosis the damage. 8. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be enough. Those are all the wrong size. What, I need 100 extra damage on that top line? I just don't see myself getting it without just waiting another turn to do it, which is totally appropriate and completely fine and not a problem at all, and I can literally do that at any time. I just want to do it this turn if I can. But I can't, so what? No. 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 Alright, Titans, I think it's over. I think that's all they wrote about this one. Entropy's given up the ghost. Dominion's dead. And Savagery's not making it out of here alive either. That's about as many eats as I could get on the Overgorgeous. Get him, buddy. This would have been so much harder without the Emblem of Exiles. I can't overstate. It was hundreds of health that it gave each of the front units every fight. So good. It's a good thing it's not a classless relic. It's only available with the Awoken, and there's a good reason for that. A lot of the class or clan-specific relics are allowed to bump the power curve a little, obviously, because they're only available in certain conditions. Shadow Siege, good to see you. 6 Ember, 6 Size. It's a 200, 150 construct. We also maxed out the allied clan Umbra, which is actually what unlocked that. But that was also my final clan, so we got 2 achievements at the same time, level 10 on Umbra and level 10 on all clans. 7 more cards, including our Overgorgeous. Get their gilding. Pull up the summary, though, so that I can pay respect. Well gorged. Honestly, it was just, because this is there's a lot of these in the base game, like Branded Warrior and the default Hellhorn Demon Warrior that I can't remember the name of at the moment. The Multi-Strike one and the Slay to Give Rage one. Like, there's 2 units that are kind of similar to one another in shape, at least. So Overgorgeous and Shadow Eater, we can see they have pretty much exactly the same silhouette. So yeah, I think maybe both of those in the thumbnail look good, pretty good. Let's head back to the outpost. No one has anything to say because we were using 2 clans from Monster Train 1. So I'll say something like, my name has been Rhapsody, and the name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Top left is a series playlist for all my content on the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendation down below. Streaming past are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Add above the thanks, and a special thanks to this episode to Jazzy. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.